In the shadows of impenetrable jungles, amidst sun-scorched deserts, and atop inaccessible peaks of northern and southern America, mysterious structures lie hidden, their origins shrouded in mystery. The continent, which many consider young and well-studied, harbors ancient secrets that even modern science struggles to comprehend. Imagine massive pyramids lost in the green labyrinth of tropical forests, their true purpose still sparking heated debates among scholars. How could ancient builders, without modern technologies, construct such perfect structures? And what about the intricate network of underground tunnels known only to indigenous tribes, passed down through generations in hushed whispers around night fires? Even more astonishing are the colossal stone heads of the Olmecs, weighing tens of tons, seemingly fallen from the sky, with features unlike any known to ancient civilizations. But perhaps the most striking are the architectural similarities between civilizations separated by thousands of kilometers of impassable terrain. How could they employ identical building techniques without contact between them? In our current expedition, we will explore 15 mystical structures of America that have left contemporary archaeologists baffled. These are not mere inventions or legends. They are real objects recognized by official science, yet their history remains one of humanity's greatest mysteries. First in our list stands perhaps the most mysterious geoglyphs of the planet, the enigmatic lines of Nazca. Imagine a desert plateau in southern Peru, where over hundreds of square kilometers, the earth is marked with gigantic images that cannot be distinguished from the ground, but become clearly visible when viewed from the height of a bird's flight. Figures of hummingbirds, monkeys, spiders, condors, and others, some of which reach 300 meters in length, were created by the ancient civilization of Nazca between 200 and 600 years before our era. But how? And why? How could people, who did not have the ability to fly, create drawings that only make sense when viewed from above? Who was supposed to see these messages? Official archaeology offers us a version. The lines could have served as ritual paths for ceremonial processions or been connected with the cult of water in a dry region. Some researchers, such as Maria Rika, who dedicated her life to studying the lines, claimed that they were a unique astronomical calendar, allowing the prediction of rainy and dry seasons. But there are even bolder theories. Erich von Däniken, whose works shook the scientific world in the 60s, proposed that the Nazca lines were nothing other than landing strips for spacecraft of extraterrestrial beings that the ancient Peruvians considered gods. And although academic science rejects this idea, the question remains open. Why did the creators of the lines strive to make their work visible only from the sky? Even more mysterious is the fact that many lines point to the points of rise and set of certain stars in the period of the creation of geoglyphs. Coincidence or encrypted message? It is also astonishing that, despite the passing of millennia, the lines have been perfectly preserved thanks to the unique climate of the Nazca Desert, with its rare rains and absence of strong winds. It is as if nature itself decided to preserve this mystery for future generations. Local residents from generation to generation pass down legends that their ancestors could fly and observe their creations from above, using some golden ships, descriptions of which remarkably resemble modern airships or dirigibles. Could the ancient civilization possess technologies that allowed them to rise into the air? Or, perhaps, the Nazca lines are a gigantic message to someone who could observe Earth from above? Each new researcher arriving in these dry lands finds their answers, but the true purpose of these gigantic drawings remains hidden from us behind the veil of time. But this is only the first enigma in our journey across the mysterious continent. If we move north, to the dense jungles of Central America, we will encounter no less astonishing discovery. An ancient city whose creators, it seems, challenged the very laws of time and space. Mysterious Stone Forest, the secrets of America's Stonehenge. As we journey through the dense jungles of Central America, we encounter a no less astonishing discovery, the enigmatic Stone Forest, which many refer to as America's Stonehenge. Located in the picturesque surroundings of New Hampshire, this complex of stone structures raises numerous questions and theories. Imagine, amidst ancient trees and whispering winds, Towering, massive stone blocks stand, arranged in precise geometric forms, like an ancient astronomical calendar observing the sun's movement over centuries. Who created these monuments and for what purpose? Some historians suggest that they could have been built by Celts who arrived on these lands long before the Europeans set foot in America. Others speak of early settlers who, perhaps, were driven by the idea of uniting the earthly with the heavenly, creating unique temples for worship. But whatever the case, the age of these stone structures goes back to the depths of time, and the exact dates of their construction remain shrouded in mystery. Archaeologists continue to debate, trying to determine how and when these gigantic blocks were moved and placed in such precise order. Did ancient builders possess technologies lost to the modern world, or did they harness the forces of nature and magnetic fields to achieve such results? Complex astronomical alignments of these stones suggest that they could have served not only as a calendar, but also as a site for rituals connected to solar cycles. Why did ancient people need to mark each solar moment? Perhaps it was connected to their belief in deities who controlled their fate? Like the lines of Nazca, America's Stonehenge leaves us with questions to which there is no definitive answer. How could an entire culture create such monumental structures that continue to inspire awe and wonder? But this is not the only mystery waiting to be unraveled. If we continue our journey through the mysterious corners of America, we will encounter even more baffling artifacts that challenge everything we know about ancient civilizations. What were the true intentions of the creators of these stones? Perhaps they left us encrypted messages waiting to be deciphered. Or will their mystery remain forever hidden in the shadows of time? Questions remain, and answers, as always, elude us. Ancient Observatory, Serpent Mound in Ohio. Traveling through the mysterious lands of America, we encounter an astonishing discovery that immerses us in the world of ancient knowledge and mysteries. The Serpent Mound in Ohio, this gigantic earthen hill in the shape of a snake, stretching over 4 miles, evokes both wonder and genuine interest. Imagine a massive mound, constructed with such precision, serving not only as a symbol, but also as an astronomical observatory of ancient peoples. As we marvel at its forms and grandeur, questions arise in our consciousness. Who created this extraordinary construction, and for what purpose? Some researchers suggest that its creators may have possessed deep astronomical knowledge and used earthly figures to track celestial cycles. The snake's head, which aligns precisely with the summer solstice, indicates that this construction could have been used as a sacred place for rituals connected to changes in time. But how could ancient people, without modern technologies, achieve such accuracy? They may have used observations of stars and other methods, now lost, to create such a grand and harmonious work of art. It is interesting that, for centuries, this object was revered by native tribes as a sacred place, and its significance may have been connected not only to astronomy, but also to cultural traditions and beliefs in spirits of nature. Why, among all earthen constructions, has the Serpent Mound become an object of such deep veneration? The ancient people's desire for harmony with nature and the heavens may have been the basis for creating this mysterious hill, but the full explanation remains unclear. Some theories suggest that this place could have served not only as an observatory, but also as a meeting place and ritual site where different tribes gathered to discuss important events. However, as with other ancient monuments, we face an insurmountable barrier of time. Many of these knowledge have been lost, and their significance remains only in the shadow of the past. How could entire generations create such magnificent structures, and what were they trying to convey to us, their descendants? This enigma continues to remain unsolved, but this is far from the only mystery waiting for its time. Moving on to other mysterious artifacts, we discover that many of them can change our understanding of ancient civilizations. Perhaps among them are other structures that hide their secrets, waiting for someone to take an interest in them again. How much the city, its age is debated by scholars, but it is certain that this place holds numerous secrets that remain unsolved to this day. Imagine, enormous stone blocks, weighing sometimes up to tens of tons, are so precisely carved that not even a leaf of paper can be inserted between them. How did ancient craftsmen achieve such mastery? What tools did they use to create this architectural symphony, which is essentially a true wonder of the world? Legends of the local inhabitants tell of gods from the sky, who supposedly brought knowledge and technologies that allowed this magnificent city to be built. But what lies behind these myths? Perhaps it is merely an attempt to explain the inexplicable, or perhaps they contain the key to unraveling the mystery of Tiwanaku. Meanwhile, historians are trying to determine when this civilization was founded, raising questions about the events that led to its rise and possibly its downfall. The magnificent pyramid of Akapana, towering over the city, is also shrouded in mystery. Some researchers believe it could have served not only as a religious center, but also as an observatory for tracking celestial cycles. How did ancient inhabitants manage to so precisely synchronize their constructions with the movements of the sun and stars? This connection between architecture and astronomy evokes both admiration and bewilderment. But this is not the only mystery that Tiwanaku hides. Local legends assert that this city was the center of an ancient civilization that possessed unique knowledge, lost over the centuries. Who were these enigmatic people who created such a complex and advanced culture? Some researchers suggest that Tiwanaku might have been a link between various civilizations of South America, but how could they exchange information and technologies over such a vast territory? Each stone, each block in this city could tell a story, but many of them remain silent, guarding their secrets from us. How is it possible that such a highly developed city, built with incredible precision, ended up forgotten and lost in the jungles? The enigmas of Tiwanaku do not end with its architecture. Local inhabitants still tell tales of strange phenomena that occurred in this place, of mysterious fires appearing in the sky, and of sounds echoing from the depths of the jungle. What is this? Merely the product of imagination or evidence of something greater? Questions multiply and answers remain elusive. Thus, we once again encounter an insurmountable boundary of time that separates us from understanding these ancient mysteries. What happened to Tiwanaku and its inhabitants? How can we approach the solution to this enigma if even the simplest questions remain unanswered? Perhaps among the jungles of Bolivia, there are even more extraordinary places waiting to reveal their secrets to those who dare to seek them. How much more unknown is hidden in the shadows of history? Each new discovery only underscores that our history is full of mysteries waiting for their hour. Megaliths of Sacsayhuamán, the mystery of an extraterrestrial legacy? Delving into the world of ancient mysteries, one cannot ignore another incredible structure. Sacsayhuamán, located near the magnificent city of Cusco in Peru. This megalithic complex, consisting of cyclopean walls made of enormous stones, each weighing up to 200 tons, evokes images of extraterrestrial builders who left behind enigmatic signs and traces. How were these massive blocks, perfectly fitted together without a single drop of mortar, installed? This question has puzzled researchers and archaeologists for many centuries. The walls of Sacsayhuamán, like sentinels of antiquity, stand motionless, guarding their secrets, but the technologies of the 21st century are unable to recreate the precision and skill with which these structures were built. How could ancient Incas achieve such a level of engineering prowess using only primitive tools? One of the most intriguing peculiarities of these walls is that not even a knife blade can be inserted between the stones, casting doubt on traditional beliefs about construction in ancient times. Some researchers suggest that this precision might be related to ancient knowledge of the properties of materials, about which we have only vague notions today. But what is even more intriguing are the mysteries surrounding the very process of installing these stones. How were they moved, if modern technologies are still unable to replicate such manipulations? Questions multiply, and answers become scarce. There are numerous theories, ranging from the most plausible to the most exotic. Some scientists propose that the Incas used special techniques for transporting and installing the stones, such as water or sand, to facilitate the process. Others believe the ancient builders possessed unique knowledge of sounds and vibrations that helped them work with such massive blocks. But how to explain the incredible precision of fitting? These questions remain unanswered, creating an atmosphere of mystery around Sacsayhuamán. Local legends also actively fuel myths about the walls being built with the help of gods or extraterrestrials, adding more enigmas and bewilderment. How not to be captivated by this feeling, standing before these grand structures which seem to have been forgotten by time and science? But this is not the only mystery hidden in the Peruvian mountains. Sacsayhuamán is also surrounded by myths about secret chambers and underground corridors that, according to rumors, connect it with other ancient sites. What are the true dimensions of this complex? What else does this ancient land hold? Perhaps among the mountains of Peru, there are even more amazing megaliths, waiting for their discovery and ready to tell their stories. So what exactly happened to Sacsayhuamán and its enigmatic builders? How many more secrets does our history hold? Each new step in the search for answers only emphasizes that we stand on the threshold of great discoveries capable of changing our understanding of the past. Pyramids of Tikal, a Maya mystery hidden in the jungles of Guatemala. When we talk about pyramids, most of us immediately imagine the magnificent structures of ancient Egypt. However, the world is full of amazing discoveries waiting to be revealed. Deep in the heart of Guatemala, amidst dense jungles, lies one of the most enigmatic ancient cities of the Maya civilization, Tikal. This Maya city not only captivates with its architectural achievements, but also hides many secrets that humanity knows too little about. The pyramids erected here served not only as places of worship, but also as important cultural and ritual centers. How did such magnificent structures end up in the dense forests, possibly forgotten by the very people who built them? One of the most intriguing pyramids is the Pyramid of the Jaguar. It attracts attention not only for its size, but also for its unique acoustic properties. If you stand at its base and clap your hands, the sound, reflecting off the walls, fills the space, creating an effect reminiscent of the cry of a sacred bird, the quetzal. How did the ancient architects achieve such precision in acoustics? It is possible that this was not a coincidence but a deliberate part of rituals where sound played a key role. Imagine the rituals performed in the shadows of these colossal structures, filled with magic and mystery. But what secrets do these amazing acoustic effects hide? Some theories suggest that the Maya possessed unique knowledge of sound properties and their interaction with the surrounding environment. However, to this day, it remains a mystery how they used this knowledge in their practice. In addition to the acoustic phenomena, Tikal is shrouded in legends of hidden chambers and underground corridors that, according to rumors, connected it with other important centers of the Maya civilization. What was the true purpose of these structures? What secrets did they hold? And what mysteries could they reveal if they could speak? Scientific research shows that Tikal was not just a city, but a true cultural and political center where the most significant events for the Maya society took place. However, despite all the efforts of archaeologists, many aspects of its history remain shrouded in darkness. How could such a powerful city disappear, and what happened to its inhabitants? Diving into this mystery, we understand that there is still much to uncover, hidden beneath the dense branches of trees that have stood here for thousands of years. What else might be hidden in the depths of the jungles of Guatemala? Perhaps among their greenery lie other forgotten cities, waiting to be discovered, ready to reveal their ancient secrets. Each new discovery only underscores that we know only a small part of the great civilizations of the past. But how much more remains unsolved in the history of the Maya and their pyramids? Stone faces gazing at the sky, the mystery of the Olmec heads in Mexico. In the heart of Mexico, amidst green hills and fertile plains, stand gigantic stone heads, seemingly gazing at the boundless sky, harboring the secrets of the ancient Olmec civilization. These monumental sculptures, weighing up to 40 tons, are not only impressive in size but also in their incredibly detailed facial features, from deeply set eyes to expressive lips. Each head appears unique and alive. But who were these masters capable of creating such masterpieces? How did they manage to carve and transport such massive stone blocks without modern technologies? There are no definitive answers to these questions, making the Olmec heads even more enigmatic. Some researchers suggest that the Olmecs may have had contacts with other civilizations, possibly even from distant Africa, but no convincing evidence of these theories has been found. Many questions arise. How did ancient people manage such extensive connections? And how did they create such complex works of art under limited resources? Perhaps the Olmecs possessed knowledge and technologies that were lost over time, or these heads held some symbolic significance for their culture. What message is hidden in the expressions of these stone faces? Some researchers see the Olmec heads as representations of chiefs or gods, while others view them as symbols of power and unity. But what do they truly represent? Around these mysterious sculptures, there are not only scientific but also mystical theories. Legends say these heads can transmit the power and wisdom of their ancestors to those who can understand them. However, in addition to all this, the simplest question remains unanswered. From where did the Olmecs get the stone for their sculptures? Some researchers point to nearby quarries, but the technologies for processing and transporting such heavy masses remain shrouded in mystery. How did ancient people handle such giants when we, with our modern technologies, still cannot give a definitive answer to these questions? There is so much uncertainty, and each new step towards solving these heads' mysteries opens new horizons for research. But this is not the only enigma connected to the Olmecs. Moving from the stone faces to other mysterious artifacts, we encounter a multitude of unsolved mysteries that continue to intrigue scholars and researchers around the world. What is the true legacy of the Olmecs, and what other secrets might be hidden beneath the layers of time? Questions remain open, and perhaps it is in this very uncertainty that the magic of ancient civilizations lies. They continue to captivate us, leaving us hungry for new discoveries. Vanished City, Palenque and its mysterious temple. Hidden behind a veil of green jungles, shrouded in a mysterious fog, lies the city of Palenque, one of the most enigmatic places of Mayan civilization. This ancient city, once thriving and full of life, now attracts attention not only for its architectural marvels, but also for the dark veil of mystery surrounding its disappearance. How could such a flourishing center of culture and science, possessing advanced knowledge in astronomy and mathematics, suddenly cease to exist? Palenque, with its magnificent temples and intricate stone stelae, symbolizes the peak of Mayan achievement, yet its secrets remain unsolved. In the heart of the city stands a temple, within which archaeologists discovered a tomb resembling a spaceship. The sarcophagus, adorned with mysterious images, has become a subject of debate among researchers. Some call it the astronaut of the Maya, claiming that these ancient people might have possessed knowledge about the cosmos that is unknown to us. What exactly is depicted on this sarcophagus? Why do some researchers believe that the Maya could have traveled among the stars? Do they possess hidden technologies that were lost over time? These questions leave us in anticipation of answers, plunging us into an atmosphere of mystery and bewilderment. The tomb in Palenque, surrounded by myths and legends, evokes not only scientific interest, but also mystical admiration. How could ancient people create such masterpieces? And how did they connect their knowledge of the cosmos with everyday life? Researchers continue to analyze unique symbols and hieroglyphs, but deciphering their meaning has not yet been successful. Some theories suggest that the images on the sarcophagus might represent something more than just art, perhaps a message from a distant past, waiting for its time to be revealed. But how could such a flourishing city disappear? How could Palenque? Some historians believe that an ecological catastrophe or internal conflicts could have been the cause, while others suggest that the influence of more powerful civilizations might have played a role. Did Palenque become a victim of its own achievements? The city, once filled with the sounds of life, now remains in the shadows, and each new step towards its study opens new horizons for contemplation. But this is not the only mystery surrounding the city. Moving from the tomb to other mysterious aspects of Mayan culture, we encounter a multitude of unsolved mysteries that continue to intrigue scholars and adventurers. What other secrets do the jungles hold? And what other artifacts might shed light on the enigmatic history of this great civilization? The questions remain open, and perhaps it is in this very uncertainty that the charm of ancient societies lies. They continue to captivate us, leaving us eager for new discoveries and revelations. Strange coincidence. Moai of Easter Island. On the remote island of Easter, amidst the boundless expanses of the Pacific Ocean, tower enigmatic stone giants, the Moai. These monumental statues, like ancient sentinels, seem to guard the sea, pose challenges to time and reason. The island, belonging to Chile, has long remained isolated, and as a result, a unique culture has developed on its territory, filled with mysteries and enigmas. How could people, so far from other civilizations, create such magnificent works of art? Their size and form evoke admiration and bewilderment, but even more questions arise around their transportation. How were these massive stone blocks weighing several tons moved around the island? Do they have hidden technologies or methods that were lost over time? Some researchers propose theories that the Moai could have walked on their own, using complex mechanisms. But how could this have been achieved in the conditions of an island with limited resources? One of the most intriguing mysteries is that beneath the ground of some statues, bodies have been found, as if these giants are not just simple representations of status, but something more. What lies beneath the Earth's surface? Perhaps these are symbols that could tell stories of ancient rituals or history, carved into stone. But could these statues, representing ancestors, have been part of a deeper cult that remained unnoticed in historical records? Research shows that the Moai were created within a system connected to ancestor worship. But how exactly did this system function? Are there analogies between the culture of the Maya and Easter Island? Some scholars suggest that both civilizations could have had similar worldviews, despite the distance and lack of direct contact. This raises even more questions. Could ancient peoples exchange knowledge or ideas, remaining isolated? How did it happen that two different worlds created such similar monuments, filled with mystery and grandeur? Their stone features, as if frozen in eternity, evoke in us a feeling that they hold some ancient secrets, waiting for their time to be revealed. Thus, from the mysteries of the Palenque, we have moved to the Moai, but the secrets surrounding these statues remain unsolved. Perhaps it is in this very mystery that their magic lies. They continue to make us ponder how much more we do not know about ancient civilizations, their achievements and losses. What other secrets does our world hide? Each new artifact, each new discovery is capable of lifting the veil over what has been forgotten, leaving us with questions to which time has not yet given answers. Mystery of the crawling stones in Death Valley. But this is not the only mystery that captivates the minds of researchers and lovers of secrets. Let us turn to Death Valley, located in California, USA, where on the dried-up bed of Lake Riker, incredible events occur that can evoke both awe and bewilderment. Here, in the midst of desolate expanses, one can find what are known as crawling stones. These massive stone blocks, weighing up to tens of kilograms, leave behind mysterious traces, as if an invisible force is moving them across the surface of the earth. How is this possible? Many believe that such phenomena belong to the realm of mysticism, but scientists, armed with modern technologies, have begun to unravel this mystery. There are even credible testimonies that the stones indeed move, leaving long furrows on the dried-up earth. Nevertheless, despite the research conducted, a complete explanation of this phenomenon remains elusive. Some scientists suggest that specific climatic conditions may be involved, creating ideal conditions for their movement. For example, water might freeze at night and form an icy layer, allowing the stones to move when the temperature rises. But how can this explain the stones that move over significant distances? And why are their trajectories so varied and unpredictable? How could these simple stones become participants in a mysterious dance of nature? Questions multiply, and answers to them remain shrouded in mystery. It seems that even today, with our scientific achievements, we cannot fully understand this strange phenomenon. Perhaps in each stone lies its own history, filled with puzzles and oddities of which we are not yet aware. Local residents, many of whom have observed the crawling stones throughout their lives, speak of them with reverence and awe, as if they were magical and mystical. They tell stories of how the stones moved at night, when the stars shone brightest. But what if these stones are not just a natural anomaly, but something greater? Could they have been part of ancient rituals of which we know nothing? Or perhaps they are symbols of a forgotten civilization that left us a mystery to solve. What do you think lies behind this extraordinary phenomenon? What other secrets does Death Valley hold? Continuing our journey through the world of ancient mysteries, we can only guess how many more untold stories are hidden beneath the surface of the earth, waiting to be revealed. Perhaps the crawling stones are just the beginning of a great journey into the world of the unknown and mysterious, where each discovery spawns new questions. What else can we learn about our planet and ourselves if only we are willing to look into the unknown? Hidden Pyramid, the mystery of Cholula. But this is not the only enigma that attracts adventurers and history enthusiasts of forgotten civilizations. Let's turn to Cholula, Mexico, where under an unassuming hill with a church of Santa Maria stands the largest pyramid by volume in the world. For a long time, this place was considered just a hill, and it was only during archaeological excavations that it was discovered that beneath it lies an ancient structure, magnificent and mysterious. How could such a grand construction have been abandoned? The Spanish who arrived on these lands destroyed many elements of the local culture, and as history testifies, they built a church directly on the top of the pyramid to close the cult site that may have been connected to deep religious practices of the local people. This act not only physically blocked access to the ancient heritage, but also symbolically erased the memory of the greatness of the culture that once flourished. Imagine standing at the foot of a hill, unaware that beneath your feet lies a testament to ancient architecture and culture about which we know so little. The Pyramid of Cholula, built from millions of sun-baked bricks, has several levels and a complex system of tunnels that remain unexplored to this day. How could ancient builders create such a grand structure without modern technologies? Some researchers suggest that this pyramid was not only a place of worship, but also an astronomical observatory capable of predicting changes in the seasons and important astronomical events. But what was the true purpose of this mysterious place? What exactly were the ancient people seeking in their rituals performed on the top of the pyramid? The answers to these questions remain shrouded in history, and each new layer of earth uncovered gives rise to new theories and speculations. Local residents, proudly sharing their heritage, willingly share legends about how the magnificent pyramid was once a place of power where people could communicate with the gods. But how did it happen that this place was forgotten for centuries? And did the Spanish deliberately hide it to erase the traces of the ancient culture? Or is there something even more mystical that we cannot understand? What other secrets does Cholula hide? Diving into the study of this pyramid, we realize that humanity has always sought its roots, and each discovery opens new horizons before us. We can only dream of how many more secrets are hidden under the layers of earth, waiting to be revealed. And as soon as we begin to seek answers, new questions will already be ready to appear in our consciousness, reminding us that history is full of mysteries waiting for their hour. The mystery of Ollantaytambo, builders or magicians. When we speak of the enigmas of ancient civilizations, Ollantaytambo in Peru occupies a special place on this list. Located at an altitude of over 2,700 meters, amidst the majestic Andes, this fortress, built by the Incas, astonishes with its architecture. Its stepped terraces and massive walls, constructed from enormous stone blocks, evoke admiration, as they were built with such precision that not even a thin sheet of paper could fit between them. How did the Incas create such a grand structure, adhering not only to architectural laws but also seemingly defying the laws of geometry? This certainly raises many questions. How did they raise such massive stones to such heights? There are numerous theories, but none can provide a definitive answer. Some researchers suggest that the Incas used unique stoneworking methods that allowed them to manipulate their properties. Rumors exist that the stone was soft during processing, which challenges our traditional views of ancient builders' technologies. But how could this have been possible? Perhaps the Incas possessed secrets lost in time, or they used magical rituals to control natural materials. Among the terraces and massive walls of Ollantaytambo, one can feel the echoes of ancient voices telling tales of unknown mysteries. Local residents proudly share legends about how rituals were once conducted here, connecting people with the spirits of their ancestors. This mystical aspect of the fortress only fuels interest in its history. What were the true purposes of its construction? Was it merely a military fortress or a place of sacred rituals? Research indicates that Ollantaytambo could also have served as an astronomical observatory, from which the Incas observed the movements of stars, orienting their rituals and daily life. However, how could ancient builders combine such diverse functions in a single structure? What were they trying to conceal or convey to future generations? It is no surprise that this fortress continues to spark debate among archaeologists and historians. Some believe that the Incas used unusual methods of transporting stones, such as wooden rollers or even a system of canals. But how could they manage such gigantic blocks without the aid of modern technologies? And what do we make of those strange traces of stone processing that challenge our entire picture of ancient history? Research continues, and each new layer of earth uncovered by archaeologists reveals new mysteries that only add to the overall sense of enigma. Ollantaytambo is not just a fortress. It is a unique monument reflecting humanity's desire to understand its roots and its connection to ancient civilizations. So many questions remain unanswered. What else does this fortress hide? How many more secrets await their time as we strive to unravel them? Diving into the world of Ollantaytambo, we realize that history is full of mysteries, and only a small part of them has been revealed. How much more unexplored territory lies ahead for us to discover? Teotihuacan, city without right angles? The enigmatic city of Teotihuacan in Mexico, seemingly lost in time, continues to captivate researchers with its mysterious past. This place, where there is not a single right angle, is striking in its architecture and grandeur. Massive pyramids of the sun and moon, towering over the horizon, seem to persistently call us to unravel their secrets. Built long before the arrival of the Aztecs, these monumental structures hold within them a multitude of mysteries that remain unsolved to this day. Who were the creators of Teotihuacan? What was their culture like? And how did they achieve such a high level of craftsmanship in construction? There are numerous theories, but each one leaves more questions than answers. Some scholars suggest that the city might have been built under the influence of the Atlanteans, or other forgotten civilizations possessing unknown knowledge. How could such a thing have happened? The proportions of Teotihuacan are no less intriguing, as they remarkably coincide with those of ancient Egypt. This fact gives rise to disputes among historians and archaeologists. Could ancient peoples exchange knowledge and technologies at such a level, or is it merely a coincidence? Whatever the case may be, theories about possible connections between cultures only add to the mystique of this ancient city. The pyramids, built with such precision, continue to awe us today. When you stand at the foot of the Pyramid of the Sun, you feel as if the earth itself is whispering its secrets to you, and the sun, like an ancient god, watches over you from above. What secrets do these stone giants hide? Were they places of worship or astronomical observatories? Research indicates that Teotihuacan might have been not only a religious center, but also an important trade hub where people from all over Mesoamerica gathered. Imagine the city, filled with life, where voices of different cultures echoed, and people exchanged goods and knowledge. But who governed this complex society? Some scholars propose that there was a council of elders in Teotihuacan who made important decisions, but evidence for this hypothesis remains scarce. With each new discovery, the mystery of Teotihuacan deepens. Murals and frescoes found on the walls of buildings tell stories of rituals performed there, but their true meaning continues to elude us. How could the ancient inhabitants create such a complex system of symbols and meanings? What were they trying to convey to future generations? Local legends say that gods once lived in Teotihuacan, but what happened to them? This place, where every stone and corner is imbued with an atmosphere of mystery and secrets, leaves us with questions that remain unanswered. How many wonders and mysteries lie hidden beneath the layers of time? Perhaps the answers await us in the depths of abandoned wells or within the earth itself. But for now, the history of Teotihuacan remains unsolved. Each new discovery only underscores how little we know about ancient civilizations. And it is possible that there are other hidden cities like Teotihuacan, also keeping their secrets, waiting for humanity to once again turn its attention to them. What secrets are yet to be revealed? Caves of Puerto Rico, gates to other worlds? Delving into the mysterious world of Puerto Rico's subterranean caves, we uncover something more than just natural formations. These enigmatic expanses, descending deeper than one can imagine, hold not only waterfalls and stalactites, but also traces of ancient civilizations about which we know very little. On the walls of these caves, one can see petroglyphs left by mysterious inhabitants, who, according to local legends, could have been subterranean beings. What were they trying to convey to us through these mysterious drawings, created over centuries? What were their thoughts and feelings as they left their marks in these dark depths? Some researchers suggest that these caves could have served as sacred places for ancient priests who conducted rituals, communicating with spirits. But how could they create such a complex system of symbols and meanings, hidden from outsiders' eyes? Each petroglyph is not just an image, but an encrypted message that may hold the key to understanding their culture. Local legends tell us that the caves are gates to other worlds, where the spirits of ancestors reside, and that it is here one can find answers to the oldest questions. But what is the nature of these worlds? Are they merely imaginary, or are they reflections of the deep fears and hopes of those who lived here many centuries ago? Archaeological excavations in these caves bring forth new discoveries, but they often do not align with known historical data about the civilizations that inhabited the Caribbean basin. This only fuels interest in the mysteries associated with these caves. How could civilizations have existed whose traces are not recorded? Perhaps they were so advanced that they left no material evidence behind, or perhaps their history was deliberately erased from memory. Some believe that this place is not just caves, but true repositories of knowledge waiting to be revealed. Research shows that the caves of Puerto Rico could have served not only as hiding places, but also as sites where significant events took place. Legends of subterranean beings who could interact with the world above were passed down from generation to generation. But did these creations really exist, or were they merely myths born of human imagination? As we delve into these dark worlds, we cannot help but ask, how many more secrets does this earth hide? Perhaps in the depths of these caves lie answers to questions that torment us. Some researchers try to unravel these mysteries, but each new step only deepens them. Descending into these dark realms becomes a journey not only through time but also through space, where reality and mythology intersect. What are the true dimensions of these caves? Perhaps they descend so deeply that their depths will never be fully explored. The secrets they hold may not be just archaeological, but also metaphysical, raising questions about the nature of human destiny and our place in this world. As we continue to explore these enigmatic underground realms, we cannot help but ask, how many more such places exist on Earth waiting to be noticed? Each step along these ancient corridors reveals a veil of mystery, making us ponder how much more we do not know about the world around us. And perhaps, through these caves, we can glimpse the abyss of centuries, where the unsolved mysteries of humanity are hidden. Temple of Quetzalcoatl, the enigma of its construction in one night? Moving from the dark depths of Puerto Rico's caves to the sunlit expanses of Mexico, we encounter another magnificent enigma, the Temple of Quetzalcoatl in Chichen Itza. Legend has it that this temple was built in one night with the help of supernatural forces, which makes us ponder, how could ancient civilizations achieve such heights in architecture and engineering? The temple, towering above the jungles, is awe-inspiring in its scale and precision, with its steps meticulously crafted, leading to the very heavens, as if striving to touch the divine. But who were the builders, who, according to tradition, could complete such a grand structure in just one night? Perhaps they were not mere people, but true masters of their craft, possessing knowledge lost to the modern world. Every spring equinox at the temple's steps, a remarkable sight unfolds. The interplay of light and shadow creates the illusion of a snake, the symbol of the god Quetzalcoatl, slithering up the staircase. This captivating visualization is the result of the precise calculations of ancient architects, who undoubtedly possessed knowledge of solar movement and its influence on the structure. How could they have calculated all these elements so accurately to create this phenomenon? What else might their knowledge have hidden from us? Perhaps their wisdom holds the keys to unraveling many other mysteries of the ancient world. No less intriguing is the history of the god Quetzalcoatl himself, who, according to myths, was not only a creator, but also a protector of people. How could he have been the patron of this magnificent temple? Legends of his coming and going are filled with symbolism and riddles, reflecting not only the beliefs of the ancient Maya, but also their deep connection to nature and the cosmos. But why was this temple the focus of such powerful myths? What did it symbolize for the people who lived at that time? Research shows that the Temple of Quetzalcoatl could have served not only as a religious center, but also as an astronomical observatory. Scientists are finding more evidence that the Maya used this temple to observe celestial bodies. But how could they have made such precise astronomical calculations without modern technologies? Each discovery only underscores how enigmatic and mysterious the Maya civilization was. Perhaps their knowledge was lost in the depths of history, and their achievements will remain forever unraveled. But this is not the only enigma connected to Chichen Itza. Throughout the world, one can find similar structures shrouded in mystery. How many more great temples and hidden knowledge are hidden from our view? Perhaps each of these structures holds secrets waiting to be revealed. How many more secrets are waiting for their time to be discovered as we continue to explore a world full of mysteries and wonders? And perhaps it is through such temples as Quetzalcoatl that we can touch ancient truths that remain unraveled to this day. In conclusion, of our captivating journey through the enigmas of antiquity, let us once again cast our gaze upon the magnificent constructions that are not only real, but also officially recognized as humanity's historical heritage. The Temple of Quetzalcoatl, like many other monuments, continues to harbor more secrets than we can possibly imagine. Each of its stone slabs, every carving, every step is surrounded by an aura of the unknown, and this mystical light blinds us, inviting us to delve deeper into its history. But what else lies hidden in the depths of these ancient constructions? What mysteries and knowledge await their time to be revealed? As modern researchers, we can only speculate about the grandeur and depth of wisdom of those who created these masterpieces. We can only dream of the day when we might open new pages in their history. How many wonderful places still remain in the world waiting to be discovered? Which of them have made the greatest impression on you? Perhaps you yourself dream of visiting one of these ancient temples to touch their magic and mysteries. Write in the comments which constructions have inspired you the most, and which stories you would like to hear in the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell. There are even more exciting stories about the great enigmas of our world ahead. And remember, what we know is only a small part of the vast tapestry of history, filled with secrets and unsolved mysteries that continue to draw us with their mysterious light.